You are now muted.
Okay, so I would like to make sure that everyone, I don't have any helpers to tell me if they can see my slides yet, but if you can see my slide, just say yes and I'll go back and check it out. Okay, nope, nobody can see my slide. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, good. All right, so let's get started. Hi, my name is Christina Campbell, and this particular presentation was created by myself and Carrie Secret. Carrie is a Crown Diamond, Royal Crown Diamond with Young Living now, and I am a Platinum with Young Living, soon to be Diamond. I'm working hard at it, and we are both health consultants. I am a nationally registered certified master aromatherapist. I have a bachelor's degree in holistic nutrition, and this is my passion. And you're going to probably be able to tell that from this presentation at some point in time. I get really excited and, you know, just happy about being able to share this stuff with you. So let's get started because thieves is a fun subject. The story of thieves. The story of thieves is one of intrigue, betrayal, and amazement. The intrigue part is that back during the 15th century in France, there were a band of mysterious men who began rubbing their bodies down with essential plant oils and going out into the night during the worst plague in history, called the Black Plague. The men were discovered robbing the precious possessions of their fellow men and women in the village who were dying of the plague. To the amazement, the band of thieves never got ill. They never got sick. They never got the plague. And finally confused, they confessed that they had come from a long line of apothecaries or spice and oil traders. They were busted by the local constabulary and they were asked to give up their magic or their, what was causing them not to get sick. And they said, we rub these oils and these spices that we soak in vinegar, and we soak our clothes and we put a rag over our mouths, and we're able to not get sick. We don't know how it works, but we learned it from our dads and our grandfathers and our fathers and our grandfathers. And so they were told that they were to post their recipes in the middle of the town square, and that was actually the beginning of the end of the Black Plague. If we fast forward to the 21st century, D. Gary Young introduces this formula to the modern world, and it becomes the #1 defense for modern-day plague. Thieves, as odd as the name might sound, is actually a synergistic power-packed blend of oils such as clove, lemon, cinnamon bark, eucalyptus radiata, and rosemary. I want to talk to you a little bit about one of the constituents or one of the oils in the blend, and this is clove oil. This story is called The Mystery of Ternate. And the island of Ternate in the Moluccas archipelago was the site of extensive clove cultivation in the 16th century. When the Dutch decided to destroy the clove trees to protect their monopoly, the native inhabitants were literally decimated by this disease. Researchers attributed the sudden onset of the epidemic to the lack of clove leaves and flowers sufficient to purify the air. So let's talk a little bit more about the clove, the power of clove. Did you know that clove oil is the highest antioxidant oil in the world? It has an ORAC rating score of 1,078,700. Wow. That's on the antioxidant scale. The ORAC stands for oxygen radical absorption capacity. It's a method of measuring antioxidant capacities of different foods. This clove oil is extremely powerful. It's highly antioxidant, the highest scoring single ingredient ever tested. Why? Because its natural chemical complexity is the key to its effectiveness. Clinical studies have shown that cloves can kill over 60 different species of gram-negative and positive bacteria. It can also kill 13 different fungi and 2 different viruses. And we actually have those studies for you. Clove versus pathogens. And you'll see on the right-hand side of this slide that all of these are cited. So this is research that was done anywhere between 1980 and I think 2002. But basically, look at all these bacteria that are effective against the clove, or the clove is effective against them. Salmonella, Listeria, Enterobacter, E. coli, I think I mentioned that, Staphylococcus aureus. Many different staphylococcuses, to include Staphylococcus pneumonia, and many different kinds of fungus and mold. In fact, at the end of this presentation, we're going to talk about Dr. Edward Close's book, Nature's Mold Prescription, and he's done a lot of research and a lot of testing, and you're going to see some of that research coming up tonight. So some of the modern testing that was done on thieves, in 1997, there was a study by Sue Chow, Dr. Gary Young, and Dr. Oberg. They tested thieves essential oil and found its antimicrobial effects against pathogenic aerosols such as Micrococcus luteus, which is a common gram-positive bacterium, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, which is a gram-negative bacteria found in soil and dust that can cause serious infections in immune-compromised hosts, and Staphylococcus aureus. This is a gram-positive opportunistic human pathogen carried by 30% of the population. In the next few slides, you're going to see the results of these tests. The effect of thieves on aerosol-borne bacteria. And here you have Micrococcus luteus, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, and Staphylococcus aureus. You'll see before how many spores of the, or not spores because these aren't molds, but bacterium, if you will, per cubic unit. And after, you'll see a great reduction in these bacteria. These antiseptic action increases with time. So on this next slide, you're going to see that it was all dependent upon the diffusion time. So 0 minutes, you know, the bacterial count is high. 3 minutes of diffusion, 6 minutes of diffusion, 9 minutes of diffusion, and at 12 minutes of diffusion is fairly negligible. So we don't see very many bacterium at all. I think my slides are running a little slow tonight, but inhibiting toxic molds is the next slide. And we're going to talk about Aspergillus parasiticus. This is a soil-borne fungus growing on both living and decaying plant matter. This mold produces mycotoxins as metabolic byproducts. One mycotoxin, aflatoxin B1, has been identified as being the most toxic and has been shown in many studies to be carcinogenic, hepatotoxic, which means it affects the liver, and mutagenic. Dr. Radwan Farag found that clove oil at very minute levels, like 0.06% and 0.08%, fully inhibited mold and aflatoxin production. I have a theory about aflatoxin. You know, a lot of people have peanut allergies. And one of the most predominant molds on peanuts is aflatoxin B1. So I offer to you that it's a possibility that it isn't so much the peanut that's causing the allergy, but that it's the aflatoxin B1, the mold, that's causing the toxicity and consequently possibly a severe asthma reaction or allergic reaction from these molds. I've always said that if we were able to just diffuse seeds in some of these peanut warehouses, that it would probably be a very, very good thing. The next slide is mold expert stumbles upon an amazingly powerful and non-toxic method of toxic mold removal in his wife's aromatherapy kit. Jackie Close is a friend of mine, as is Dr. Edward Close. They live in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. And in 2005, Dr. Close, who is a mold remediation consultant with 30 years of experience in the environmental industry, was asked to do third-party sampling for mold in an apartment complex that had been flooded, evacuated, and later put up for sale. The buyer who was renovating the apartments had paid a company which had used the strongest stuff that they knew of, a hospital disinfectant, along with some bleach, as you're going to see here coming up. Yet Dr. Close's sampling showed that either the product had not killed the mold or that the mold had already reestablished itself. So after much urging by his wife, he diffused seeds oil in the apartments for a 24-hour period. The research project yielded astonishing results. And 2 weeks later, they were even more astonishing. So here is a picture of the graph that Dr. Close put in his book. And I don't know how long it's taking for it to come up, so I will just wait a bit and see. And hopefully it's up by now. All right, so mold expert stumbles upon an amazingly powerful and non-toxic method of toxic mold removal in his wife's aromatherapy kit. And here we have Stachybotrys, Penicillin aspergillus, and Claudiosporum, and the amount of spores per cubic meter. And this is the results after using the hospital disinfectant, which was a fungicide and a bleach. So then he gets out his seeds, right, and he starts to diffuse his seeds, and he diffuses it for 24 hours, right here. This is the span of time. Note how the spores drop considerably. But what's even more astounding is that the spore count continues to fall even after 2 weeks of diffusing. That to me is incredible, because the spores didn't get a chance to repopulate, because the seeds had permeated the wallboard and the air and the 2x4s and whatever else, and they were able to stay active there in those apartment buildings. Studies at Weber State University show that only 20 minutes of diffusing these essential oil blends killed 99.2 and 99.3% of all airborne Micrococcus luteus bacteria in 2 separate trials. The longer the oil was diffused, the greater the reduction in microorganisms. And again, this study was done by Stu Chow at Weber State University in 1996. Daycare dilemma. A study in the April issue of the Archives of Pediatric and Adolescent Medicine reveals that children in daycare are sick more often than their stay-at-home counterparts. And I always say, well, go figure. I mean, you know, you're swapping spit and you're swapping germs and bacteria and all whatever else they bring there. and it's just a breeding ground. The study followed about 1,200 children from infancy to age 3. The children were put through a battery of tests, and their parents were interviewed extensively as part of the study. The researchers found that children in daycare were far more likely to develop diarrhea, upper respiratory infections, and ear infections during the first years of their lives than children who stay at home. The fourth leading cause of death in the United States is infections caught in hospitals. Betsy McCaughey, former Lieutenant Governor of New York and founder of the Committee to Reduce Infection Deaths, said, quote, "These hospital infections kill as many people each year in our country as AIDS, breast cancer, and auto accidents combined," unquote. Maureen Daly's wife was a healthy 63-year-old woman when she went to have surgery to fix a broken shoulder. However, after being admitted to the hospital, Daly's mother got an infection that left her immobilized and on a respirator. Daly was told that the life-threatening germs are an inevitable fact of hospital life. It's just, very frustrating. ABC News finds dangerous germs lurking on gym equipment. ABC News conducted a test to find out just how many germs people could encounter when working out. Dr. Philip Tierno, a microbiologist, said that the large number of people, exposed skin, and sweat present at gyms could be perfect for spreading infections. So the ABC News staffers took swabs to almost every piece of gym equipment that they used, and they brought the samples to Tierno's lab at the New York University Hospital. Tierno found the germs of Staph aureus, Klebsiella, Enterobacter, and E. coli, which can cause various ailments. But there's good news, and that good news is that a growing number of healthcare facilities are now using Young Living essential oils to enhance a healthier environment. This includes the essential oil blend of Thieves. Nursing homes in New Jersey and hospitals in New York are using these wonderful therapeutic-grade essential oils. 25 nursing homes in Illinois have been introduced, and many are using the oils in their facilities, and the list continues to grow. I would like to offer to you that putting these oils and diffusing these oils in daycares would be the best. In our school classrooms, in the counselor's office. I mean, all of these places where our children are frequenting. In the gym, I think it would be perfect to have a few diffusers in the gym. Even these smaller gyms, like I don't know, there's small gyms around here, $10 a month you can go into the gym. We also have Gold Gym and all of that. But what a perfect thing to do to help people stay healthy is just to diffuse the oils in those public facilities. There are 3 ways to enjoy Thieves. You can rub it on topically and on location. You can breathe it through the nose and through diffusing into the air. And you can use it internally. But I might add that only therapeutic-grade essential oils can be taken internally. I would not recommend any other oil that you would buy from a health food store. I know nothing about them. And I don't know if they're adulterated or cut with something that could possibly be harmful. I do know, however, the quality and purity of Young Living, and that's why I with confidence say that you can take our Young Living essential oils internally in most cases. So you can use these from morning until night. Rubbing 3 to 4 drops on each foot in the morning will give immediate immune system support. To support joints, rub on topically. Diffuse in your place of business. Swish in your mouth or rub on your chest to support the respiratory and digestive systems. Place a couple of drops in your famous pumpkin pie recipe. Or the other day, My grandson and I made pumpkin smoothies that were to live for. And we could have put these in there, but we put cinnamon oil in there instead. So, you know, you can just be creative. Just can't get enough of thieves? Apply it to the gums to help support a healthy mouth. Diffuse it in your home or your business to reduce exposure to mold. Add it to orange juice and drink to prevent phlegm and congestion. For warts, you may want to apply it topically, inhale it, or ingest it in capsules. Apply undiluted to the toes and feet to help support healthy nails. Put on the tip of your tongue to help you stop smoking. Rub on the bottom of your children's feet for protection before school every day. Diffuse in the house as your child comes home from school every day to support the immune system. Diffuse in nursing homes, hospitals, and daycare centers. And diffuse in the office to increase concentration and work efficiency. Symptoms of chemical toxicity. Did you know that America is the largest producer of household chemical products in the world? I hate to even admit that, but it is the fact. It is the truth. So beware of the following symptoms: allergies, headache, irritability, insomnia, skin rashes, chronic respiratory illness, hyperactivity, depression, fibromyalgia, poor concentration. All of this negatively affects the nervous system. All these chemicals negatively affect the nervous system. I'd like to discuss with you a couple of the most common deadly household chemicals. One of them being triclosan. Triclosan is an antibacterial agent which is found in 75% of soaps and 67% of dish soap. And this was out of 36 product samples. This is an antibacterial agent, and it is registered as a pesticide with the Environmental Protection Agency, or the EPA. It is a chlorophenol and a class of chemicals suspected of causing cancer. Another one that I really want you to be aware of, and I want you to start reading your labels, is sodium lauryl sulfate. This comes in a number of different forms: sodium laureth, sodium lauryl, SLS. Just if it has any derivation of the sodium lauryl sulfate, it probably is SLS. It's used in shampoos to cause them to stud, and is directly related to loss of hearing and loss of eyesight. SLS is also found in toothpaste. And to think that we have our children start brushing their teeth at a very young age, and it goes into the buccal cavity of the mouth, where it's readily absorbed into the bloodstream. This is scary. But we do have alternatives. We have Kid Sense toothpaste for our kids that doesn't have any SLS or propylene glycol. So propylene glycol is another deadly household chemical. Propylene glycol is antifreeze, and you're going to find this in just about all of your personal care products, including lotions, body butters, shaving creams, lip moisturizers. Carmex, for one, is very high in propylene glycol. And what happens is the propylene glycol kind of soothes for a minute, and then it flashes off, and you find that your skin is drier than it was prior to you using the product, so that you have to continue to use it over and over again. So be very aware of this. DEA is another one. This chemical is found in over 600 cosmetic and personal care products, and is linked to cancer through skin exposure. And mineral oil. This causes liver toxicity. So there are many, many more, and you can go out to the MSDS, which is the Material Safety Data Sheet. Just do a Google on Material Safety Data Sheet or MSDS, and you can see a whole list of toxic chemicals that have been approved for our use in everyday personal care products, in cleaning products, in in just things that we use daily. So we'd like to introduce to you now Thieves Household Cleaner. Thieves Cleaner puts germs on the run. And when Terry and I were reviewing this slide presentation this afternoon, she said, I would just love to see a little germ kind of with his arms out running away.
I'm on with you, Christina. I'm here.
Hi, Terry. Welcome. We're glad you were able to join us. Yeah, I had to say that. In fact, I'd like to find a little germ that's running away and stick him right there in that little blank spot. I think it fit really well. So we want you to know that you can use Thieves everywhere. You can use it in the bathroom, in the laundry room, in the kitchen, on the countertop, the floors, the windows, the car, the child's room, the daycare centers, the senior centers, the doctor's offices, the dentist's offices, spas, hospitals. It's great for clothing stains. This is probably the only cleaner that I use in my house, other than I do have, I buy my dish soap from the local health food store, Trader Joe's. It's inexpensive and I like it. It works for me. It doesn't have triclosan or any of the other nasty chemicals in it, so I feel good. But I use Thieves in my laundry. I've used it. It's really great in the jet dry. The Thieves cleaner is good in your jet dry. I'll tell you, your glasses will be so sparkling clean. Yeah. I never think to tell anybody that, and it just popped in my mind right now. So anyway, we have a little testimonial here from my friend, Joan Llewellyn. She lives in Maryland. She's not an MD. And she says, Lloyd loves his cars more than anything. So the other day when he was out cleaning his car, he was using the Thieves cleaner on the inside of the car. He came in and he said, this Thieves cleaner is great for cars. They should tell everyone about this. We both laughed about that statement because we're like, well, Lloyd, can't you tell your friends about it? Yeah, it really does work great for cars. Again, our slides are moving along just a little bit slow, so we're just going to give it a second here. And this is our hand soap and hand sanitizer. Bacteria thrives on our hands. In washing our hands with Thieves hand soap, a plant-based cleaner will cleanse, defend, and condition the skin with the therapeutic-grade essential oil blend Thieves. It also has pure lemon and orange oil, aloe, ginkgo biloba, and vitamin E oil in it. Dispensed as a rich foam, the Thieves foaming hand soap contains gentle ingredients so that it can be used often without drying or stripping the skin. Our Thieves waterless hand purifier can be used by adults and children to keep hands clean and promote good hygiene without the use of water. And I bet you didn't know, but our hand purifier has been dermatologist tested. And you can kiss throat discomfort goodbye with Thieves lozenges to the rescue. Refresh your mouth and your breath and provide soothing relief to your throat. These lozenges deliver the power of Thieves, the university-tested essential oil blend, along with a flavor of natural peppermint and lemon essential oil. Terry's daughter, Elizabeth Williams, states, as a college voice major, I never go anywhere without my Thieves lozenges. They completely soothe my throat before and after a performance. We can spray our way to health with Thieves. Here's a list of things that have just come to our mind about what you could spray the Thieves spray, the spray bottle with. These are like little I think 1 fluid ounce spray bottles, and they're great to throw in your pocketbook and spray on the grocery cart handles, toilet seats, airline seats, door handles, anywhere that's enclosed. Like I spray this inside my husband's tennis shoes when he comes back from playing tennis, and in my walk-in closet because it gets a little close in there. Keyboards, phones, hotel bedding, and I'm sure that all of you out there and all the creative minds that we have out there could probably think of another 15 different things to add to this list. So just think about all the ways you can use the Thieves spray. Okay, Thieves has 21st century oral care. In our Thieves line of products, we have 3 proprietary toothpastes. We have the Dentarome Plus, we have the Dentarome Ultra, and we have the wonderful new Aroma Bright. We also have Thieves mouthwash and Thieves dental floss. So we really have everything that you need in the bathroom for the best oral care. This Thieves Aroma Bright toothpaste is actually my favorite right now. It has some peppermint and spearmint added to it, and it's just a great tasting toothpaste. And it has a great consistency. It's not too pasty. I just really like it. These oils that we have in the Thieves toothpaste have been used for a very long time. Eugenol, thymol, and carbachol have been used in dentistry since the 19th century for root canal therapy, temporary fillings in cement, periodontal therapy, alveolar abscesses, and stomatitis. In 1945, Materia Medica textbook for dentists lists the essential oils of clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, peppermint, spearmint, and wintergreen as dental antiseptics. Of course, this was before we started getting into all of these laboratory-produced chemicals. But if it was good enough back then, I would think that it's good enough for us today. All of these oils are currently designated as GRAS by the FDA, and the acronym GRAS stands for generally regarded as safe for ingestion. So you're probably really excited about all the Thieves products by now. I know that if this is the first time I was hearing this presentation, I would be excited. And you're probably asking yourself, oh my, how can I afford all these great products? Let's see what you might already be spending. And let's transfer those dollars that you're already spending on those products to life-giving Thieves products. What are you buying for dishwashing soap? You could use Thieves cleaner, bleach. I don't use bleach in my house at all. Abrasive cleansers. I just have a spray bottle of Thieves. For my tile and bathroom cleaner, for my floor cleaner, 1 capsule in a bucket of water. For window wash, there's a dilution ratio on the side of the bottle, and it will tell you just how much to put in, how much water for a good window cleaning solution. Car cleaning products, dental hygiene products, chemically laden hand sanitizers and hand soap, room deodorizers, cough medicine, and throat lozenges. If you're using any of these products now, you can take your money and spend it on wonderful Thieves products. Are you ready to get started? First, let's set your own wholesale account up and your health plan, which will include the premium starter kit with Thieves. Second, we're going to take a look at a couple of recommendations that will fit your needs and increase your nutritional health. And then third, call us as soon as you receive your first shipment, and we'll discuss how to use your new product. I would like to mention to you a little bit about the Essential Rewards program that Young Living has. This is a great way to get free products with Young Living. First of all, every time that you order on the Essential Rewards plan, this is a monthly plan, it's a monthly order, you can change your order. Second, everything that you order in the first 6 months, you're going to get a 10% rebate on. And then after 6 months, in the 7th month, that goes up to 15% rebate. And then after being on Essential Rewards for 1 year, everything that you spend on your Essential Rewards, you get 20% back. That is incredible savings. If I need something kind of out of cycle, out of my monthly shipment, I might have 181 points in my Essential Rewards piggy bank. And when I go to spend them, They're point per dollar. I can buy $181 worth of product from Young Living, and all I'm paying is shipping. I don't even pay tax on it. So that is just incredible. Another thing you're going to enjoy on every single shipment through Essential Rewards is a decreased shipping price. So this is discounted pricing on shipping, and also you're going to get an opportunity to buy packages within the Essential Rewards program that you cannot buy outside of the Essential Rewards. And this is an example of one of them. This is the Thieves Essential Rewards pack, and I think we still have it. There are also other new Essential Rewards packs that you can get, and we'll take a look at those here in a moment. Yep. We have the Wellness Essential Rewards Kit, feeling better every month with longevity soft gels, Life 5, Nature Red 2-pack, and then Elite Essence. We have the Beauty Essential Rewards Pack, looking younger every month with Progestins Plus, the Art Foaming Cleanser. I love that. I've been using it ever since it came out. I don't know how many years ago now, but it's the only cleanser I use for my skin. The Boswellia Wrinkle Cream, which again, I love this, and I know Terry does too. The Art Beauty Mask, you get one beauty mask in this kit. And the nice thing about buying these Essential Rewards kits is that every one of them, the way they put them together, affords you another 5 to 6% discount. So that's really a good value. We have the Balanced Essential Rewards Kit, staying balanced every month. In this kit, we have Valor, a 5 milliliter, excuse me. We have the Omega Jive 3. We have the Stress Away Roll-On. We have Peace and Calming, Lavender 5 mil, and the frankincense 5 mil. The Stress Away Roll-On, I think, is 10 mil. So you do get a nice amount there. We have the Lifestyle Essential Rewards Kit, Enjoying Life every month with a Nature Red 2-pack, 5 mil of Thieves, the Lavender Knit Shampoo and Conditioner, and a Stress Away Roll-On again. Well, I hope that you got a lot of great information about the Thieves products. Right now, I want to welcome you to the wonderful world of Young Living and introduce to you my friend and co-business partner, Terry Seacrest.
Hello, everybody. And Christina, wow. You know, I was just sitting here thinking that you and I have been using these for so many years until it's kind of second nature to us. We're grateful for it. And, you know, but it's kind of second nature. And I want to tell everyone who's on tonight that because you're on tonight, this is a really, really important teaching for you. My executive assistant, Beverly, today just got a call from her school. Her son is 7 years old, and they said, we just want you to know that we have quarantined all the children in your son's classroom. We're not letting them leave because there's this horrible virus going around, and the kids are coming down with these super high fevers. And I thought, wow, you know what? We need to really study this PowerPoint over and over and over so that we can begin to talk with people like the school system, like all the people that I'm going to mention in just a minute here. But, I mean, we have something that is so powerful right at our fingertips, and I believe we're going to need this knowledge more and more, Christina, as time goes on. And so I just want to say, you know, I will never take this product for granted. This is a product that is raising 3 children. It's been a real mainstay in our family, and I hope it will be in your family as well. So what I want to cover now is basically, how do we begin to share Thieves with our family and our friends? So who is looking for Thieves? Well, my goodness, think about it. Our neighbors, local daycare centers, neighborhood schools, senior centers, hospitals, and ICUs. This is a huge thing. We've got a lot of hospitals around the country using Thieves in the intensive care units, nursing homes, pet stores, and dental offices. So, let's not limit ourselves. Let's really make a list of our own local community and think about this. And what I love, Christina, is, isn't it true that all these years, Gary and Mary Young have been such an example. They are a product of the product, and they are encouraging all of us to be as well. So let's ask ourselves as we begin to share Young Living, am I really living the Young Living lifestyle? Am I taking daily steps to improve myself in all 5 areas of my health? Am I seeking support from others if there is a block in my life? And this is where I'm a real believer in having a buddy system, a buddy partner to partner with in this. And it's very important. And am I setting a high standard for my team? So again, we've taught this in other PowerPoints. We like to teach it in each of our PowerPoints because sometimes it's hard to learn something the first time. So when you're sitting down with someone engaging in conversation, you're going to want to really be thinking about this. Am I listening with love and enthusiasm? Because that is a rare treasure. We're going to ask, listen, acknowledge what we heard them say, and respond. So that just means we're going to ask them several questions about their health before we just jump in and start making recommendations. And this is the time when we're going to discover what our clients' greatest health needs are. So to gain clarity, I love to just have this little list of questions and ask my prospect, my client, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling? How are you feeling physically, emotionally, mentally, socially, and spiritually? And after they answer those questions, I always like to say, well, would you like to expound in any of these areas? You'll be surprised that that question causes a lot deeper conversation. And oftentimes you get to the bottom of why someone is emotionally, what the emotions are behind their health. And finally, Christina and I'd like to say, well, is there anything else you can think of that you'd like to discuss? All right? So this is just a really easy formula to follow. Now we like to educate with intent. So this is the time that we're going to educate our client on the importance of making a commitment to their health. So I like to say certain questions. Are you aware that it actually takes about 90 days for the cells of our body to rejuvenate and restore themselves? Our bodies get out of balance over a lifetime, and it takes a long-term commitment to rebuild and restore our health. Now, as we begin to determine your health goals, I want you to know that I am here to support you. I'm going to be here via telephone. You can text me. You can email me. We can FaceTime if we need to. So what I want to know from you, are you ready to make a commitment to your health? You've got to send it back to the person you're sitting with and find out if they're willing to make a commitment. Can you imagine if you spend hours and hours and hours of your time with somebody that isn't even ready to make a commitment? So these questions are going to help you decide and determine whether that client is ready, okay? Now, our next step is where we're going to acknowledge. So if I heard you correctly, Christina, based on your answers, your most pressing health concern is chemical toxicity, and your second greatest health concern is your immune system. Is that correct? And then you might say something like, well, let me ask you then, do you currently have a budget in mind that you're willing to invest into your health? Here's the 3 possible answers that we've heard over and over and over. Well, Terry, I really haven't even thought about it, Second answer is, well, I have X amount of dollars to invest in my health. Or, I really don't think I have any money to invest. So how do we handle these objections? Let's look at this. It's not as difficult as you might think. what we're going to do is, if they say, I haven't thought about it, we're going to say, I really want to affirm to you how valuable you are as a person and how powerful it is for you to take responsibility for your health. As a matter of fact, your own family will respond and respect you more when they see you taking responsibility for your health. Now, this is the ideal client who says, Terry, I have $200 a month to invest in my health. I'll say, great, okay, let's get you started on your program. You might have somebody that has $150 or someone that has $100, and I'm going to have that same response to each of these people. But now what do you do if somebody says, well, I only have $50 a month to invest? Well, here's my response. I really want to honor you for being willing to invest into your health. However, as you said in our discussion earlier, it's taken you many, many years for your health to get this far out of balance. And to be honest, $50 a month is not enough to turn your health around. So if I can show you that you do have an extra $50 in your budget that we can transfer over into your health budget, are you willing to consider it? Now, it's similar to the next person. Well, Terry, I don't have any money to invest. Okay, if I can show you that you do have an extra $100 in your budget, will you be willing to consider it? And here's how we do that. Now, Christina and I love it when we can go into someone's home, but that's not often the case because they live out of town. So you can do this over the phone. I'll say, listen, let's, go over to your refrigerator and tell me what's in your refrigerator. Let's talk about this. Or go into your pantry or your medicine chest. Tell me what kind of over-the-counter drugs you have. And I'll give them, I'll mention a few of these items on this list here. And I'll say, listen, let me share with you just how much better you're going to feel by eliminating these items we just discussed, which is now going to give you the $100 you need to invest into your health. And you might even throw in a personal testimony at this point of something that happened to you. So I'll say, okay, if you're ready to get started, let's set up your wholesale account and let's talk about your health plan and get you started with your kit. Now, let's look at a few other recommendations that I think will really help you increase your nutritional health. I'm always going to be talking about Thieves&reg and the supplements at this point, and of course, Essential Rewards. And then I'm going to say, listen, be sure to call me as soon as you get your first shipment of products, and we will discuss how to use them. However, Christina and I don't ever rely on this. What we do is we mark our calendar from 7 days from the day that they order it, and we call them in 7 days and say, listen, John, did you get your products? Have you opened the box yet? And if he says, I got the products, but Terry, I've kind of been too busy, I'll say, no, John, I want you to smell that Thieves right away. Go grab your box. I just want you to smell that one oil. And that way you're getting John excited and you're getting him to open up that Thieves oil and smell it right away. And so once again, Christina has already talked about this, but this is our starter kit, our premium starter kit, and we are going to be kissing those germs goodbye forever. And this is just, as a business builder, this is just a great page for you. You might even take a photo of it on your phone right now, because these are some tools that really can help you build your Young Living business. I love this Thieves booklet from Young Living. So just go to youngliving.com and order the booklet. Also, you can get the wellness report and some great tools from essentialproductinfo.com. And you can get this great toxic mold tool from crowndiamondtools.com. And so there's just so many things. I have a series called Vibrant Health. It's a 5-CD series, including the Thieves. And these are CDs that you can just listen to and put in your car. And now that's really fun as well. So think about some tools that you're going to want to use as you start to share Thieves. And these are fantastic. The ultimate antiseptic, about 12 ways to wipe out disease-causing germs. Toxic mold. This is a fabulous DVD by Dr. Edward Close. And then Nature's Mold. This is a book that is all about toxic mold once again. And, of course, the Essential Oils Desk Reference book. And once again, Christina and I would like to congratulate you, because if you are sharing Thieves with your circle of influence, you have just helped your client to overcome procrastination and make a decision to embark on a chemical-free lifestyle. You have increased your group volume sales that have created a foundation for your growing Young Living organization, and you are enjoying greater health and vitality each and every day. And I also want to mention real quickly, Christina, you might have some closing comments as well. I want to mention that I hope to see many of you next week at the Thrive Conference in Nashville, Tennessee. That's the 5th, 6th, and 7th of February. I will be one of the keynote speakers there, and we really hope to see many of you there. And finally, next Tuesday night, please mark your calendar and invite everyone in your team. I will be teaching a 2-part series, Tuesday the 3rd and Tuesday the 10th at the same time, called Awakening the Entrepreneur Within You. And this is a very fast-paced business teaching. You're going to want to put on a lot of brain power, and I'm going to share with you the secrets of how I became a Royal Crown Diamond with Young Living. Back to you, Christina.
Thank you so much, Terry. This has been fun. I miss our time together like this teaching. And yeah, I'm going to be gone, so Terry's going to be teaching the next 2 weeks. So it's the same, same time, same channel, so to speak. You'll be getting your invitation in the email like you normally do, or through the tips from Terry that Beverly sends out. But also, just to let you know, if you guys wanted to go to Thrive and you had heard that the tickets were sold out, there were actually some people who were getting their money back, and they were, so there are tickets again for sale. If you go out to thethriveconference.com, I believe, thethriveconference.com, you'll be able, I think there's a few tickets left. So yeah, we would love to see you out there. I know we have a group going, and it'll be great to see Terry, and I think she's even planning a little get-together if all works out according to plans. I want to open it up right now. I'm going to stop recording. I want to just check